It's headphones on today because today we're playing with Audimee. It's another AI voice conversion solution with a focus on the recording professional. The quality of the Audimee voices are pretty extraordinary, and I do believe a few of them are a cut above what you find in some of the other services, but I'll let you be the judge. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the creative uses of AI, and we are going to be looking at Audimee and its various models and a new feature they've just added that allows you to actually change the pitch of the various notes and even create harmonies while you do the conversion. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're going to be using a couple of the tools that Audimee has to offer, including the convert vocals, obviously, and isolate vocals, because the way we're going to get to this project is we're going to start in Suno and create a song from a snippet of music that we create in Band-in-a-Box. So it will be Band-in-a-Box, Suno, and then Audimee, and then we'll put it all together in a multi-track audio recorder. Ready to have some fun? Let's do this. We are starting in Band-in-a-Box, which is a program I've featured here a few times on the channel, and I've had lots of requests to go deeper on this, and I will, but hey man, there's so much going on. But we're really not going to touch on much today. I'm going to go straight to one feature, and the only reason we're doing this is to generate some music that isn't me playing the ukulele, and it isn't country, and it isn't anything else people are going to complain about. Well, I can't guarantee that at all, but we're going to show off the music generation capabilities of Band-in-a-Box and its ability to create songs of any style, even though we're only going to be using a couple of measures of the audio we create to send that up to Suno to then extrapolate into a song. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get in here and go under melody, and we can create generate soundtrack. We just want to lay some groundwork for a style for our song. We're only going to be using a couple of the measures, so we're just generating enough music here to establish the mood and tone of the song. So let's say we want to do a bossa nova. There are several different style variations for bossa nova: slow bossa, toots, whatever that is, stand G, bossa up. I don't want it to generate a melody. I can just keep rolling through these until I find something I like. I'm listening for something that would make a good introduction to a song. Actually, I think just those first four measures would be fine. I'm going to just click cancel because it's already generated here. Let's just make sure. Definitely communicates a specific style. I'm just going to go over here under the File tab and click under the Wave button and do a quick export song as a WAV file. Just going to call it intro. You see down here in the lower right, it's rendering and it is done. Now I'm going to bring that file into my audio editor. Just drag it right in. I'm using Adobe Audition right now. And what I want to do is just cut out those first four measures. So I'm going to go past where the drumsticks do their count in. All right, so right here is where I want it to stop. So I'm just going to trim out this piece right here. I'm going to go ahead and normalize that and just pop that up a bit. Save that out as intro edit, and we're done with that for now. And we're done with Band-in-a-Box. Now we're going to go over to Suno and use their audio extend capability to write a song out of this in the style that we want. So the first thing we're going to do is click create. This is, of course, assuming you have a paid membership. Click on Upload Audio from my device, so I can just drag it right in. Click Upload, OK, and continue. And then they've added it here to the bottom of the list. If I click in here, we can just make sure it's correct. Click on Extend, and this will allow us to add lyrics, add more music, of course, starting at the end of that intro. So we're going to use what I uploaded as the intro, and we're going to extend from that time, which is at 7 seconds in the song. So now let's just create a song. Now that whole style in my mind was a female jazz vocalist singing something. So let's just allow Suno to write some words to a song. A song about accidental miscommunications. And click generate lyrics, and let's just see what it comes up with. I don't want something that's awful. Heard you calling, thought you said my name, guess I got it wrong again. Left a message on your phone at 9. Oh no, you said be there by 10. Nope, some of these lyrics are just not awful. Let's try another approach. How about this? A simple, sultry love song. Let's just see what it comes up with. Night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere. Moonlight on your face, magic in your eyes, softly your time just flows, love like a soft breeze drifting through the trees, hold me close and never disappear. I'm okay with that. So now let's do solo, female, jazzy, sultry, breathy. I can't put a name. I would put like Diana Krall, but it'll say, won't use those exact words, but you know what it means. All right, let's just generate and see what it does with this. Now, before I play this, let me clarify something I learned since the last video I did, and if you don't know that, I'm going to share it with you. When you click extend, like we did on the original clip that I uploaded, and then you play back the first generation here, it's actually starting at the extended point. It's not including what you sent up. If you want to hear it all together at the end of this, if you like it, you can choose to hear the whole song, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So let's see what it came up with the extension.
Night falls, gently babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere, moonlight on your face.
Okay, I don't hate that. Let's just go back real quick and listen to the next one.
Fall gently babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere, moonlight on your face, magic in your eyes.
I like this one too. I don't like the beginning because it's clearly cutting off the first word, and the other one did that too.
Embrace.
The Night Falls Gently Babe gets totally lost. We'll roll it again. Let me listen to that first one more time.
Night falls, gently babe,
You can understand night in that one better.
hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
I actually do like that one. Let's peek in on what it just did.
Night falls, gently babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere, moonlight on your face, magic in your eyes.
Again, I like that one too. I'm liking what it's coming up with.
Is in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
That is a little too breathy and way too auto-tuned. The comments that we get repeatedly are, wow, 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 Suno sure does love auto-tune, and you're right. It's just a little bit too much most of the time. But in this case, it's not going to matter because we can play with all of that, and that's the beauty of hanging out at this channel. I'm actually going to go back to that first one that we generated. Yes, where you can kind of understand Night Falls. And I'm going to click here and choose Get Whole Song. And what that's going to do is put the intro that we uploaded and attach what we extended, and then we'll have a whole song. That's why they call it that. And you'll notice that it's a fairly long song they've created here, 3.5 minutes, and that's without the intro. So I may not make you listen to the whole thing, although sometimes people say, let us hear the whole thing. I don't know. Would you rather me play the whole thing when we do these videos, or would you rather me just link to it so you could listen to it if you feel like it? I feel like I was a little biased on that last one, but you tell me. All right, so let's listen to it from the beginning, and the first thing we'll hear is what we originally uploaded.
Night falls, gently babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching.
One of the problems I'm finding as I've listened to this now this second time is that the voice just kind of drops off. It's a little too breathy, and so the detail is mushy, and that's going to, of course, translate into our converted voice. But let's just see what we've got going here. So what we need to do is download this file. There's no way currently within Suno to download the stems, that is, to have the vocal part separated from the music part. So we're just going to download the wave audio of the full track. And now we get to go into Audimee, and we're going to use the Isolate Vocals tool that they've got there, and just drag that file, the intro edit, right into the box there. Remove the instrumental right into the box there. We want to remove instrumentals. There aren't any background vocals to deal with, luckily. Remove echo and reverb. I won't worry about that. And the noise, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave everything there because there's already so much detail lost with the breathiness that I don't want to risk losing detail. We'll see. If I have to do it again, I can. I can just click the button again. All right, by isolating, I confirm my own rights to use the content. Well, I guess we have to read the Suno terms and conditions for that, but we're going to go with it. See the progress going over here? Let's see what we got.
Night falls, gently babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly.
Oh boy, that's tough. That is really not a lot of vocal detail. This just speaks to the fidelity of the voice that was exported. But let's go ahead and download that. Just real quick, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel and this is the type of stuff you're interested in, why not click that subscribe and notify button? This is the kind of stuff we talk about all the time, and we have a great deal of fun doing it. And if you want to dig deeper into any of these topics, check out our AI Lab Essentials membership. Low cost, but it gives you access to a lot of in-depth information that it isn't practical to share here on these quicker paced YouTube videos, which we're going to get back to right now. And now we're going to go over to convert vocals. Now here you can choose from a number of their vocal singers. Let's just listen to a couple of them.
To break down the garden gate, there's not much time left today. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you
remove all the bars that keep us apart.
I'll stay here with you until this dream is gone. I've been saved. I guess what I've been saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just.
Let's start with the Becky voice, and we will just drag that separated audio, the isolated audio here. Now we'll take a look at their vocal editor in just a few minutes, but for right now, let's just do some conversion. Now this female voice that we sent in there shouldn't need any other changes to the pitch settings. We're going to leave everything at the default, and we're just going to click convert. It just occurred to me that we're actually going to be mixing this converted audio back with the separated music track, which this particular isolation solution that is offered by Audimee doesn't do. Remember that this solution is designed specifically for working music producers who already have their music tracks done. They're just interested in creating vocal tracks and using Audimee to convert whatever they put in there into the vocals that they want. And then they're going to download that converted vocal and drop it right back into their DAW where they've already got their backing track. But in this case, we needed to separate our music out, so we're using a different service so we can get a music track and a vocal track. We're going to drag that original track with the vocals and the music into this free site called Vocal Remover. So here we've got the music track. Okay, and then our vocal track down here.
Magic in your eyes, softly embrace. Time just floats and flies.
So I'm going to download each of these separately. All right, let's see what this conversion sounded like.
Stupid babe, warm spurs in me hair. Hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
The quality of the voice is great, but the detail in the input is not so great. Let's just try another voice just for grins. Let's see what Amelia sounds like over here. All right, we'll choose her and click convert. Oop. While that's happening, I'll create a new multi-track session over here in Adobe Audition and call this Love Song. And I'll go ahead and drag the instrumental track that we exported, and just to have it, we'll drag the vocals on here too. We can listen to what this sounds like together without any kind of effects. Really hard to understand. Let's listen to this conversion real quick.
Stupid babe, warm spurs in the air. Hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
Let's download that one too. And let's bring each of these in here. Amelia and Becky. We'll mute the original, we'll mute Becky. On Amelia, we'll just put a little reverb, and let's see what we got.
Grateful, stupid babe, warm spurs in the air. Hearts beating quietly, touching
Let's
everywhere.
change out to the original vocals.
Light on your face, magic in your eyes.
All right, let's put, was that Emily in the mix?
It close
add
like
the-
deep, never disappear. Your breath on my skin, electric and chill.
Now, if we can get them both going, we're going to have a frequency issue. You'll hear what I'm talking about. They're right on top of each other. So one thing you can do is drag one over to the left, one over to the right, choose one of these, and create a pitch effect,
Time just floats
and just adjust it a few cents one way or the
like
other.
a soft breeze drifting
That's too much.
through the trees. Hold me close, locked in, never disappear.
Just for grins, let's get Theo up in here and adjust this pitch down 12 because it's a lower voice. Convert. Now before you start thinking, but yeah, it sounds muddy, that's not acceptable, just wait, I've got a solution.
for stupid babe, warm spurs in the air.
All right, let's download Theodore, bring him into the mix, do the same thing with the effects, and maybe put him a little over this away. We'll see who he clashes with. We'll play with this a little bit. We'll go ahead and put the pitch shift in here, knowing that we're going to need to. How about this time I'll put him a little bit up this way, and let's listen to them all together.
Night falls, chill goodbye, warm whispers in the air.
All right, that echoes the
Hearts
same.
beating quiet with magic in your heart. Softly embrace.
The people who know Audition must have been crazy when I was changing the volume, thinking it was the pan. Sorry, we're going to do that.
Like a soft drifting tree. Hold it close, my dear, never disappear.
So what is the solution to the muddy waters of all of that? Well, it's singing it your freaking self on top of that and using these as backup singers. Now, let me just reiterate that the actual use case for this tool is, as a producer, you're going to be sending in a high quality vocal track that is fully enunciated and there's none of that muddy stuff. It's full fidelity and you're converting to another high quality AI voice. So you're not going to be dealing with any of the mushiness that we're dealing with here. That happens because we're using AI generation software as our starting point. But I just wanted to show you how to mishmash these tools together to create a song. But at the end of the day, if your vocals aren't crisp and clean and don't convert well, you can either keep running them until they are, or you can sing them yourself, which in this case is going to involve me learning this song and singing it like an actual person on top of this, and then converting that voice, which should have all the full enunciation.
Night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
It's terrible.
Hold me close, my dear, and never disappear.
Let's just export that one track. I'm going to cut out all the extra stuff. I want to cut this down to less than 45 seconds, and I'll show you why shortly. Save that out as Bob vocal. And now we're going to bring that into Audimee and see how these models do when you actually give it a decent sample in terms of enunciation and clarity. Definitely not talking about my singing. All right, now we've dragged Bob vocal in there, and now let's take a look at this vocal editor real quick, and see what we got. So when we click the button, it starts to convert the audio. Those of you who are familiar with Melodyne or other similar pitch correcting software will probably recognize the interface here a little bit in terms of what you're getting. Each of these little blobs here is one of the words.
Night falls gently, babe.
You'll see that it's using Theodore's voice here. Let's choose another one. I don't know how good that's going to go, but let's just give it a shot. Vocal editor, converting audio. So now what I've discovered in the vocal editor is that it doesn't change the pitch at all. I mean, you have fine-tuned pitch adjustments here, but in terms of bringing this up or down an octave to suit the model, I don't see a way to do that in the vocal editor. So what it seems like we need to do first is convert this to a female voice first, and then bring that conversion in here if we want to mess with the vocal editor. Let's choose a female voice.
All good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you.
All right, we'll just try Robin and see what happens. We'll make sure the pitch is up an octave, and we'll just convert this just as it is from my original voice.
Night
Let's listen.
falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
Okay, so you can hear that I was off there. This is screaming for some help, so let's see if we can help it. I'm going to go ahead and download this, and then I'm going to clear this out, and I'm going to bring it right back in and launch the vocal editor.
Night
All right, what do we got?
falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly.
See, that looks like I'm quite flat there. So this is flat for sure. Now, if we adjust this pitch, you can see that it's making slight adjustments towards bars. So that might actually be fixing my off key just by that. Let's take a listen.
Gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
Yes, you can see that it corrected that sort of flatness that I had. And I didn't even name a key because I wasn't paying attention when I created this, what key this was in. So if you click pitch down here, then you can adjust by moving the notes up and down like we were doing before. If you click vibrato, then as you move over a particular note, you'll be able to adjust the amount of vibrato that's happening there. You can see what's happening. Drift seems to be another way to fine tune the note placement. I'm just clicking and dragging. Anyway, we solved our enunciation problem because it's a better sample going in. So even though my singing isn't that great, let's go ahead and export this sample of her and let's choose another voice to play with. We don't have to change anything else. We can just go choose another voice right here.
I waited 8 long months, she finally set him free. I told him I can lie.
There we go. All right, Mary, convert. And this time when I convert, it will take into consideration any changes that I made in the vocal editor, like fixing the tuning a little bit. Now, Audimee has taken great care for their auto-tuning to sound far more natural and not like auto-tune. The subtle drifts and the subtle changes that you make sound way more natural than what we're hearing on things like Suno, so you can make the correction without people going, hey, I think that's auto-tune. Now, because we're converting from the female voice, we need to bring the settings of the pitch shift back down to 0, otherwise we're going to have this hyper high voice that sounds like this. Because I didn't pay attention to that the first time. So let's click on convert. All right, here's Mary.
Falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
Okay, let's download that. I'm cringing just like you are. The point is the clarity and the fidelity of these AI voices is really good. Let's go back over here to our multi-track mix. We'll mute my recording. Because we cut out that 45 seconds, we're going to need to place this manually on here. So now we have all the backup singers with the kind of muddy voices, and then we have this latest one we did that has the enunciation, which we will bring out in the forefront and hopefully cover up all that muddiness. We're going to listen to the first conversion of my voice we did to Robin, along with the background singers. So let's bring down the volume of these background singers because they're definitely not the lead singers anymore. And we want this Robin voice to stand out. Let's see where we stand with that right now.
Night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
Theodore's still a little loud, so we're going to bring down Theodore's volume even more, really all of the background singers, and maybe make their separation a little more extreme.
Night
Again,
falls gently, babe, whispers in the air.
I think it feels like I'm a little delayed. Maybe let me just adjust that.
Night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quiet.
Okay, so I've definitely got some pitch problems there that I did not fix. Let's listen to the second conversion we did, which was on top of the Robin conversion, and this is Mary.
Night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere. Moonlight on your face, magic and
Part of me wants to just do like a vocal doubling on that. I am going to make a duplicate of that, put it on the track below, play with the pan, and on this one, slight pitch shift, just a few cents down, and let's see what happens here.
night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts beating quietly, touching everywhere.
So I'm loving the quality of the voice output. I'd love for the auto-tune feature or the pitch correction to be a little bit more intuitive, and it is in beta, and I'm sure it will get easier. Let's listen to it all together with just what we've messed with. The original audio we uploaded from Band-in-a-Box.
Night falls gently, babe, whispers in the air, hearts
Sorry for the
beating
singing.
quietly, touching everywhere.
Chorus.
Like a soft breeze drifting through the trees. Hold me close, my dear, and never disappear.
Overall, I love the quality of the models, and I encourage you to go over to Audimee and just listen to them for yourself. And if you have played with some of the other services that have AI voice models that are free to use, I invite you to compare them and listen for things like enunciation quality, how high and low can they go without dropping out and sounding like AI voices. After playing with a few of these voices myself, I understand why professionals choose Audimee. The workflow is more suited to their sensibilities. They're not there to do quick AI cover songs. They're there to process and create really good quality vocal tracks for both lead and backup purposes. I'm going to continue to keep an eye out on what Audimee is doing with that pitch editor. If they flesh it out a little bit more and make the controls a little bit more intuitive for someone who has come from other similar editors, then I think we've got something strong here. Because to be able to make those subtle pitch and vibrato changes right there in the conversion software is something that nobody else is doing, and I like the direction they're going. So if this is the kind of stuff that interests you, if you like to keep on top of what's happening in all of these various AI creative spaces, well, why not subscribe to the channel? That's what the subscription button is there for. It's free of charge, and, well, creative AI is what we do here all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you. And I